Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I want to talk about my journey. Times fly. When I see these books, this is my third books. This is my second book. And this is the first one. When I thinking about last decade and when I start writing stories, playwright, scenario for video, I notice about one thing, and that is I love telling stories, and telling stories is my passion. About the first book, when I was in university, I studied theater, dramatic literature. This is the first one. After 2 years after I graduated from university, I published this book. It contains 7 short stories, and I guess I started when I was in university, I think. And for this book, I spent near exactly about 3 years to write. And also the cover in front and behind, the photo is originally by me in the cinema, but the designer of the cover is one of my friends. And when I read this book after it's published in 2015, when I read this book, it's so tragic and refers to some situation about this, and it's not positive stories. And on that time I was in that mood, and I wasn't so happy person. And also I was in the second one, this book, the first one, short story collection, name is Cinema Lalehzaar, 7 stories. It's about a person who walks in the famous street in Tehran, Lalehzaar. I think in decade of 40 and 30, the Lalehzaar was the place of all the famous writer, director, actor and actress in Iran, Tehran. And the narrator of this book tell us about the situation between him and his father. and walking through the Lalehzaar street and tell us about their stories. I mean the main stories, because it had 6 other stories. The main story name also is Lalehzaar Cinema. The second one is Istanbul, 19 May 2012. It's a playwright, and the idea of the cover is mine, but one of my friends designed it. This day exactly refers to football match between FC Bayern München and Chelsea, final Champions League 2012 in Munich. And the story is about five boys try to buy a ticket and go to the Munich for visiting their final match, but they can't find a ticket and they stay in Istanbul and imagine they're in the Munich. And after the playwright, I think in the first or second part, they try to act like they're really in the Munich, and after acting they believe actually we are in Munich, but just in the story, not in the on that situation, because they're just in Istanbul. And this playwright I written after graduated in university and never play on the stage, unfortunately. And the first book, it's exactly 123 pages, 7 stories, 123 pages. And the second one is 96 pages. But I love this book so much because it's the reason I choose be a writer, and reminds me the journey that I start. It's so amazing for me. And the last book, the third one, this book published in 2018. Yes, 2018. And this is the last one, published in 2022. Teymoorkhan as farang, bargashteh, short story collection, 12 short stories. And this book, it's 175 pages. About this book, sorry. About this book, I want to say it's 12 stories about a person who tried to find a job. It's some kind of comedy, tragic genre. No, it's some kind of dark comedy. And he can't find a job. In the intro, he tries to find, in the middle of the story, he finds a job, and at the end of the story, he loses the job. And each story it's about the situation that him try to find a job, but in this book the main character are two persons. One of them a young boy about 24-25 years old, and the second one his grandfather that he died many years ago, but he tried to force his grandson to come to the heaven or another world. And just the main character, name is Navid, can't see his grandfather. No one else can't see him. And technically I love this book because I had 2 published book experience, and I know a lot of things about writing, and my experience is when I finished this book near 10 or 9 years. But I love this book, the first one, so much. All of them is for me is like my children, but the first one is another taste. And this journey is so amazing for me. When I was just 14 years old, I remember choose to went to the art school, and always loved to write something. And now I had 3 books, and I can show them to you. So wonderful for me, but I'm introverted person and I can't express more about my feeling. Maybe if I was an actor, I can do it some exaggerate act to show you about my feelings. And that's it in this vlog. I just want to show my books and just talk about the summary of each one and show them show the paper published book and say to myself, I'm happy that choose this journey. Thank you.